Welcome back to Island Life Live. Now it's time for you to meet one of the best of Hawaii. You know, when it comes to real estate and property management service, it's important to find an organization that is respected and that you can trust.
Well, you told us who you respect and trust, Property Profiles, because you voted them best of Hawaii.
Joining us is Burton Hamamoto. He's our president and principal broker, along with Lurleen Johnson, our vice president and broker in charge at Property Profiles Incorporated. Aloha, family. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Happy to see you folks. It was so funny. I said, it's so good to see you again. He's like, yeah, this is like family reunion. It
How many years,
is.
right?
I love it.
That's cool.
Well, congratulations on being voted #1 best of Hawaii for real estate sales and property management. Burton, what does that mean for you to be chosen as the best?
Oh yeah, I think it's a great honor. I mean, people voted for us. I mean, how many years running already we've won, either come in first or it's a runner-up. So yeah, it's a good accolade. Shows us that we're doing good stuff out there, right? Obviously,
for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Now I'm so glad that we have experts. Because with high interest rates and low inventory, what kind of advice can you give buyers and sellers at this time?
Yeah, well, for buyers, for example, we know that interest rates are high, but if you think about it, right, now might be the best time to go out there. Instead of waiting for rates to drop, less competition. Right? So,
that's a way of looking at it.
Yeah,
Right?
you got to think about it, right? You don't want to go out there when everybody else is shopping because then, you're faced with the feeding frenzy and everybody's going to be out there competing against you. But now you have less competition. Now might be the time to go out there, and because there's less competition out there, you might be able to negotiate more. You might be able to get, the seller to buy into doing some concessions or helping you with the affordability part, right?
That's brilliant.
Yeah, from the seller side too, the sellers have to realize that the market has changed. We're no longer in a 3.5–4% marketplace. Interest rates are close to 6 to 7%, so it's almost doubled from when we were at a few years ago. So sellers need to kind of look at it like, hey, I need to help maybe incentivize the buyers to, buy stuff right now, help them out with concessions on closing costs or buying down the interest rate. And we've been advising our clients, that, if you want, especially in the condo market, if you want to move your product, I mean, now's the time that you got to do a little bit more. It's not like you can just sit
creative,
back. Yeah, you can sit back and wait for 10 offers to come in.
Right, and you're not just sitting there waiting for interest rates to fluctuate.
Yeah.
This is how you do business, right?
Right. And interest rates may drop. That's a big question mark. But I mean, it's
but
better
then,
when it drops though.
Business.
And if it drops, I mean, you're going to have that feeding frenzy again, and you just, everybody's going to be out there.
That is brilliant. I love that. And when we do keep hearing that there is a migration of people, again, we just had Andrea Tupola on with us talking about, being priced into paradise. That's what she's wanting to do. Keep our Hawaii residents here. And we always keep talking about this migration of people out of the state with prices increasing and affordability being a concern. What are you folks seeing out in the rental marketplace, and what kind of advice are you giving landlords in this marketplace?
Well, it's a pretty tough market right now. Yeah, I mean, it's all supply and demand. So there aren't a whole bunch of new properties coming out on the rental market. So it's just kind of a set amount of units that are out there. So there's a lot of renters vying for the same properties. Okay, so they have a choice. Rents have been going up quite a bit in the last couple of years. So they either have to accept the higher rents, they have to maybe hoolie their money together with other family or friends, or unfortunately, a lot of them are making the decision to move away. I just had a local family. They have been living away for years and years. They got into one of my rental units. Everything was going great. A year and a half later, they said, I can't do it. It's sad. It's tough, So just to kind of give you an idea, like in Makiki, a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 750 square foot condo, right now around $2,400 a month. Last year, it was like $2,050. That's a 17% increase in town. Okay, if you come a little further out, Salt Lake, 1-bedroom, 1-bath, 600 square foot condo was $2,700 27 now. In 2024 was 1936. That's a 5% increase.
You know.
So I don't see people having their cost of living increases to their income going up 5%, and certainly not 17%. Right?
But I appreciate that you folks, are keeping it real and helping. But do you have tips or advice to help families stay here?
Well, I think that a lot of it
Pool
has
your
to
resources.
do pool your resources, and then we can have also for the landlords, right? Maintain your properties. Keep your properties in good, clean condition, right?
Got
To
it.
be able to attract the best possible tenants. Tenants, keep your credit clean. Make sure that you're not buying that brand new Tesla when you really need to provide housing for your family, right?
Because you cannot live in one Tesla.
It's a balance.
It's a little tight in there.
No. Right.
But thank you so much. I mean, we really do appreciate the great advice. Every time you folks come here, we always learn something new, and we appreciate it. And I think that it helps that our viewers know that Property Profiles is #1 because of the kind of customer service and the care that you folks offer. We thank you guys so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
This is Burton Hamamoto and Lurleen Johnson of Property Profiles Incorporated. Mahalo nui.
Thank you.
All right.